When I was in university, at the end of my third year in psychology, I felt drained, I felt unmotivated, and lost in life. I started out my journey by wanting to help others in their life transitions. But what was being taught at school didn't resonate with me. And so I tried new things in spirituality, and always I was kind of hoping that I would land this solution or this thing that finally would click. It is only through my journey of creating my purpose reading that I realized that actually I should assume that I have everything in place, that I actually have all of these ideas that people need, and I should more focus towards understanding people's struggles. What are they dealing with? What are the problems that they need solved right now? In this video, I want to share how you can use this lesson in your own life in finding the work that fits your strengths and that gives you that fulfillment, joy, and success you desire in life. I'll be using astrology. If you really want to see how this shapes out in your life, you can go to a website astroseek.com and create your natal chart with the information of your birthday, time, and location. But what I want you to really think of these two circles that you see is as your compass. Your compass towards finding that purpose, finding that fulfillment. And the more you understand your compass, the more you use it properly, the better you will be able to orient yourself in life towards the work, the opportunities that make you energized, that give you that success that you want. In this video, I'll be focusing on the Taurus zodiac sign because this represents the practical energy that so many of us forget. In essence, we have all of these ideas, but most of the time, we kind of forget the missing part, which is the world, which is addressing and helping others in need. So, if the Taurus sign sits on the parts of the circle that represent doing what you love, you're being pushed more towards answering the question, what drives you to create in this world? The simple answer, passion, obviously. And that's exactly right. And you kind of want to focus on what really passion entails. Because for me personally, passion isn't just a piece of cake. When doing what I love, there will always be tasks that I find hard to do, that don't come as easily as I wish, and to be honest, I don't really like doing. For example, in my YouTube journey, I need to create thumbnails that resonate with my audience, that are appealing and engaging. I don't really like doing that. But the more energy that I put into improving small things in my thumbnails, the better my creativity actually becomes, the better my communication in my ideas becomes. Now, if the Taurus sign sits on the parts that represent using your skills, talents, the most efficiently possible, here you are pushed towards answering the question, what adjustments can I make in my work in order to see my effort actually making a difference in other people's lives? And this means that you might need to actually change completely your path or your workspace or the field that you're right now working in. For example, in my experience, I needed to kind of get off the traditional route and start independently. I just felt more comfortable with that. But it did require me to take a lot of risks. And the biggest obstacle for me during my 3 years in university was that I don't have enough time or I'll never be ready, and I'm afraid I won't find paying work. So my solution to overcoming these obstacles is to kind of find a quiet space and find 15 minutes out of your day where you can really reflect upon this question. If I had abundance, if money and time were unlimited, what would I be doing right now? And if it is actually completely changing, your workspace or delving into a different kind of area of expertise, then you can be assured that that is following your purpose, that is following your direction towards your success. Now, if the Taurus sign sits on the parts of the circle that represent solving other people's current problems, not future ones, here you're literally pushed towards, as I said, focusing on understanding other people's struggles first. And then with your knowledge of yourself, your talents, your passion, creating that solution to address their problems, becoming that bridge from their problem to their dream outcome. And to solve this, I would highly recommend reaching out to an astrologer and a numerologist that not only understands your talents, your skills, the way you work and think best, but also understands that other part, the world, the shift in people's problems, how during maybe one period, one problem will be very much crucial and necessary to be solved, and you might be the best at solving, but then in another period, perhaps 10 years out, that problem will no longer exist. And so you need to find a different problem that you are best equipped to solve with your tools that you have at hand. Finally, if the Taurus sits on the parts of the circle that represent enjoying the process and being patient, here you're pushed towards answering the question, what can I change in my environment in order to keep my mind sharp, focused, and energized? For me, the biggest challenge right now has been to let go of my expectations. Because every time my expectations are not met, it increases the negative self-talk I have, and I just waste so much energy in that when I could use that time in at least doing something, positive and empowering. So that's it for today's video. In the next video, I'll be talking about the zodiac Gemini sign and how you can use that energy in order to find the work that fulfills you, that gives you the joy and success you always desire. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.